Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what if I told you that there's a real possibility that the Dallas Cowboys could be on the verge of making a seismic move that might reshape their defense, and who knows, maybe even help them chase that elusive Super Bowl title? That's right. Rumors are swirling around, and they come straight from some of the most trusted sources in the league, like Adam Schefter, who's been reporting that the San Francisco 49ers, currently sitting at a 4-4 record, are considering trading one of their most valuable assets, Nick Bosa. Now, before you get too excited or too worried, let's unpack what's happening, why it's happening, and what it could mean for Dallas. First, let's set the stage. The 49ers, as you all know, are a team that's been built on a strong defense, and Nick Bosa has been a cornerstone of that unit since he was drafted in 2019 as the second overall pick. This guy has been nothing short of spectacular. Over his career, he's accumulated 68 sacks, which is just incredible when you think about it. He's also registered around 350 pressures, and his PFF pass rush grade is a staggering 93. That's top-tier elite level right there. Up until September 15, 2025, Bosa has been playing at an extremely high level, with 10 sacks in just the first 8 games of this season, including a dominant performance against the Rams in Week 6 where he sacked the quarterback 3 times. His win rate is around 25%, which puts him in the elite category, and he's been a disruptive force, forcing 4 fumbles with a very high EPA per pressure of plus 0.35. He's also maintained a PFF run-stop grade of 92, and despite battling a groin issue in 2024, he's been on the field for about 91% of the snaps, showing incredible stamina and resilience. Now, this is precisely the kind of player any team would salivate over, and the 49ers are in a tricky cap situation. They're over the cap by around $14 million heading into 2026, and they're looking to make some strategic moves. Their priority right now is to bolster their wide receiver core, especially after Ayuk posted a PFF grade of 86. And they also want to rebuild their secondary, which has struggled, allowing an average of 24 points per game. Their defense, once dominant, has seen a dip in sacks, dropping from a high of roughly 3.5 per game down to around 2.5, and they're looking for assets to develop their interior youth. Trading Bosa at just 27 years old makes sense from a rebuild perspective. They could get valuable picks, perhaps second-rounders in 2026 and fifth-rounders in 2027, which could be used to inject youth and talent into their roster. But here's where it gets really interesting for Dallas. The Cowboys, as you all know, are sitting pretty with around $31 million in cap space, giving them some flexibility. They've been seeking a true difference maker on the edge, especially after some inconsistent performances, and a pass rush that's been a bit underwhelming with just 15 sacks in 8 games. That's an average of under 2 sacks per game, which just isn't enough when you're trying to contend at the highest level. Their front 7 has been solid, but not quite at the elite level you'd hope for, and they're missing that game-changing presence on the edge. Enter Nick Bosa. If the Cowboys manage to pull off this trade, it could be transformative. Imagine pairing Bosa with Micah Parsons, who's already been playing at an all-pro level with a PFF grade of 92. That's a duo that could terrorize quarterbacks all season long. The projections suggest that with Bosa in the fold, the Cowboys could see a boost of around 22 sacks in 2025, pushing their total well over 40. That's a game-changer. And it's not just about sacks. Bosa's presence would elevate the entire pass rush, increasing pressure percentages from around 37% to potentially 45%, and forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws even quicker. For context, this would be akin to what we saw with Von Miller during his prime, when he transformed the Broncos' defense in 2022, creating chaos and leading to a significant uptick in their overall defensive efficiency. What makes Bosa such a perfect fit for Dallas is not just his elite pass-rushing ability, but how he complements Parsons. Parsons has been a monster, but adding a player like Bosa, who can consistently threaten the edge and collapse the pocket, would elevate the Cowboys' defense to a new level. It would also help reduce points allowed per game, moving from around 25 points to closer to 21, and take some pressure off the secondary, which has had to deal with injuries like Diggs being out, costing them 2 touchdowns in recent games. Bosa's presence would also help mentor rookies and less experienced players on third down, improving their third down defense from about 40% to nearly 47%. The versatility in their stunts and blitz packages would also go up, and run stopping would become more formidable, with stops increasing from roughly 15% to 19%. This is a defense that could really start imposing its will on opponents. Now, here's the big picture. The potential trade could see the Cowboys elevate from underdog status to genuine Super Bowl contenders. If they acquire Bosa, their odds to win it all could move from +8-0 to around +4-0, making them one of the top teams in the league. It's a shift similar to what Khalil Mack did for the Bears back in 2018, when his arrival boosted their defense's efficiency by about 21%. And let's not forget, the Cowboys would be facing the Giants soon, who are allowing an average of 3-7 sacks per game. Bosa could be the X-factor that turns that matchup into a nightmare for their rivals. The impact on the NFC East would be profound. With Bosa, the Cowboys could add at least 3 more wins in their division, thanks to their improved pass rush and defensive dominance, and that could be the difference maker in securing a top seed and a deep playoff run. Of course, there are still questions. Will the 49ers really pull the trigger on this deal? It's a strategic move for them, especially with their cap space and the need to rebuild in certain areas, but trading an elite player like Bosa isn't easy. The cost, the timing, and the fit all have to line up perfectly. For Dallas, acquiring Bosa would come at a cost, likely a second-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-rounder in 2027, but the value could be worth it. Bosa's disruptive ability, combined with Parsons' explosiveness, could form one of the most lethal edge duos in NFL history if it comes to fruition. So, in a nutshell, folks, this is a move that could reshape the entire NFC landscape. The Cowboys are eyeing this opportunity to build an even more dominant front, to bolster their chances of finally breaking through to a Super Bowl. It's a bold move, a statement that they're serious about competing at the highest level. And if it happens, it could be one of those legendary off-season trades that fans will talk about for years to come. The NFL is always full of surprises, and right now, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys are on the brink of making a bold statement with this potential Bosa trade. And honestly, as fans, we should be excited, because if it works out, the Cowboys could be setting up a dynasty, and that's what we live for, right? The chase for another Super Bowl, the glory days, and the chance to see this team dominate for years to come. It's all on the horizon, and we're here to cover every twist and turn. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think the Cowboys should go all in for Bosa? Would that move be enough to finally push them over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're in an exciting era, folks, and the future is bright, or at least, it's about to get a whole lot more interesting. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Cowboys.